You've proven you can think and act for yourselves. Your training period is over. Congratulations, my X-Men. Quote, Professor X, X-Men, Volume 1, Issue 5, Trap 1 X-Men. The X-Men's last battle against Magneto and his Brotherhood of Evil Mutants injured the Professor, seemingly destroying his telepathic ability. They return Professor X to the mansion so that he can get some rest and hopefully regain his powers. The X-Men ponder what they will do without Professor Xavier's help when they hear Marvel Girl's parents arrive for a visit. The X-Men quickly change into their civilian clothes so they can greet their visitor. They excuse Professor Xavier's absence and give Jean Grey's parents a tour of the mansion. The party heads to the danger room where Hank McCoy explains that it is a gymnasium and the lack of all the furnishing is because they are receiving new equipment. While the group goes into the lunchroom, Scott Summers is accidentally trapped in the danger room and a program designed for the Beast starts automatically. He escapes the obstacles that the danger room presents by destroying them. Outside of the danger room, Jean's parents are unaware of anything out of the ordinary and they leave, but nobody notices one of Magneto's henchmen, Mastermind, searching for the X-Men's headquarters. After a few minutes, he calls Magneto to pick him up. The X-Men are not nearby. On Asteroid M, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch ask him why is it so important to find the X-Men. So Magneto explains that as long as the X-Men are around, they will intervene in their plans for mutants to rule the world. He then explains that he has devised a new plan in order to coax the X-Men out of their HQ. Back at the mansion, Scott ponders a plan to stop the Brotherhood when Bobby asks if he'd like to watch a track meet. Scott yells at him for not caring about the professor. While Jean covers Professor Xavier with a blanket, Hank and Warren join Bobby by the television along with Jean and the professor. There is a contestant that wins the track meet using incredible jumps, so the crowd turns on him because they believe he is a cheater. The X-Men realize the contestant is a mutant, so they head out to help him. Once they rescue the mutant from the angry crowd, the X-Men escape to the subway. As they arrive at the next station, the Beast realizes something familiar about the mutant. The Beast pulls off a mask to reveal that it's actually the Toad, another one of Magneto's henchmen. Don't be alarmed, there's no place he can hop to where I can't fly after him. You're right, Angel, but just to play it safe, I'll slow him up a little like this. Ha, clumsy fool, you missed me. That was the idea, playmate. I wanted my ice disc to hit the floor in front of you. Pretty neat, eh? Why don't you answer me unless you rather keep spinning around that way? Better get him, Angel. He might be dizzy enough by now. Nice try, Toad, but you don't really think you could beat the X-Men, did you? Suddenly, at the split second, a startling incident occurs. The huge clock in the middle of the station flies apart as though under the control of some mighty magnetic power. Angel, look at those metal pieces are flying towards you like bullets. Ooh, good thing the professor gave me so much agility practice in the past. And then one of the most awesome of all living menaces appears on the scene, the merciless Magneto. The Toad alone is no match for the X-Men, but Magneto is. At a gesture from the evil mutant, one of the heavy iron train gates rises above the speechless crowd and races through the air, trapping the Angel within a quickly formed iron cage. Hold on to the Toad, Cyclops. I'll get under the Angel and try to wrest those iron bars from him when he falls. Be careful, Beast. Only Magneto could be responsible for all this, and we've never fought him before without the help of Professor X. But there are still more evil mutants to contend with, such as Scarlet Witch, who directs her incredible hex power at a man standing near the onrushing Beast. Hey, what made my suitcase snap open that way? Look out, can't stop myself. Meantime, Mastermind has chosen the Iceman as his special target. Holy smoke, a dozen Masterminds surrounding me. It must be an illusion, but how do I know which one is real? Well, there's one way to find out. I'll make myself an ice club, take a swing, and I'll see who falls. But before the Iceman can complete his attack, he is engulfed by a clinging cloud which moves to stifle his movement. Even though I know it's another illusion, it's just blinding me just as if it were real. But then Marvel Girl dramatically enters the fray. I'll keep you so busy you won't have time any more illusions, Mastermind. No, don't let me fall. But then things happen. With dazzling speed, the lightning swift Quicksilver attacks Cyclops from behind, freeing the Toad. Shocked Marvel Girl turns away from the Mastermind to come to Cyclops' aid. Run, Toad, I'll handle Cyclops. Oh no, I mustn't let Cyclops be injured. Ha, I'm safely free of the girl's power. But Cyclops is far from helpless than it would appear. Don't worry about me, Marvel Girl. Girl. I'm not letting go of the Toad, and Quicksilver won't hang around when I aim my power beam his way. Keep your eye on him. Watch where he runs. Bless it, I didn't realize he could use his power beam while I was holding his arms. I've got to get out of range. Only my great speed is saving me from those powerful blasts. Any one of them could put me out of the fight. However, while the X-Men worry about the safety of each other, the members of things are quite different among Magneto's evil mutants. Forget the Toad. Run. We have the Angel. I'll swap him for the high-jumping fool any day. Quicksilver, hurry, follow us. The Brotherhood flee with the Angel, but they are forced to leave Toad, who was captured by the X-Men. Back on Asteroid M, Magneto interrogates Angel as to the location of the other X-Men, but Angel refuses to tell him. Magneto then attempts to brainwash Angel. The X-Men try to decide what to do with Toad when he suddenly falls into a trance. His only thoughts are he has to return to Magneto, so he pulls out a communicator and summons a capsule from the sky. The X-Men follow the Toad in order to find Angel. They appear on Asteroid M to the Brotherhood's surprise. Forgive this unseemly intrusion, Mastermind, but being well-behaved little X-Men, we hated to take our departure without saying goodbye. Attack me, will you? Let's see how you will fight now when you feel your leg turning to dough. Don't let him stop you, Beast. It's just another of his illusions. My brain is aware of that, but I still can't move my leg. But you'll find that this is no illusion. Shouldn't have lost mental contact, Mastermind. My reflexes are faster than yours. If you threaten one X-Men, you threaten us all. That gun will never menace us again. Quick, Toad, to Magneto. We can't fight them alone. To Magneto. Hooray, the leader will save us. The leader can do anything. Magneto, right behind us. It's the X-Men. Quiet, you emotional fool. I heard the entire thing. Even now, I'm enraging for their final defeat. By means of the magnetic intensifier, I've increased my magnetic power so I can mentally control any metal portion of this asteroid. I'll turn my entire headquarters into a giant floating death trap. And true to his word, the next instant, Cyclops, look out. That piece of metal cheating is dropping on you as though it has a mind of its own. I can't breathe. I can't use my power ray. I can't tear it off. It's too strong. I'll try my own mental power. But before she can make a move, all these things happening, confusing me. Beep can't concentrate. Can't use the power of my brain. The asteroid acts like it's alive. We've got to help Marvel Girl. It's Magneto. He's controlling every bit of metal through his amazing mental powers. We've got a fight on our hands. Then, as to prove the beast's words, teeny flame jets shoot out towards Iceman, beginning to melt his protective coating of ice. Where's this coming from? Quick, hurl your ice bolts at the wall now. The Iceman obeys instinctively, and in the next second, you did it. You froze the flame jet. I commend you, my frigid friend, and I thank you, old bookworm buddy. Don't worry, pretty partner. I'll free you from these gizmos by coating them with ice and crystallization. Then like this, and I'll have this piece of metal off you in a truce, Cyclops. Just excuse my dishpan hands, if you will. They've escaped all my traps, but it will do them no good. At the press of a button, I'll seal them all in that section, and now I'll blast them right out of the airlock. Farewell, X-Men. No, Magneto, you can't. You mustn't. Bah, do you think your weak words can stop Magneto? Way, you witch. Put a hex on my control panel. You short-circuited it. You dare defy the will of Magneto? I'll teach you a lesson for that. You'll do nothing to my sister while Quicksilver lives. You think you can stop me? You think you can stand up to Magneto, the most powerful mutant of all? I'll do what I have to order to protect my sister Wanda. Remember that. Be careful, Pedro. I fear we are still no match for him, but we are destined never to know what might have happened next. For that instant, a mighty force beam blasts the door right off the hinges. We forgot that the X-Men, they've crashed through. Get back, Wanda. Take cover. It's that accursed Cyclops and his power beam. Quicksilver, listen to me. You're fighting for the wrong cause. Desert Magneto. Join the X-Men. I hate Magneto more than anyone knows, but he once saved my sister's life. I must serve him. But don't you see, he's making criminals out of you and the Scarlet Witch. If you join us, we could. No more. I'll hear no more you trying to confuse us. You're not our friends either. If you were, you wouldn't fight us. We can't trust anyone. You were too careless. You came too near. Now I've got you. Give up, Quicksilver. Don't make me use my power beam on you. Quick, put a hex on Cyclops. They're too close. It might hurt Quicksilver. Meantime, the other X-Men desperately try to free the captured Angel, realizing that every second spent places them in still greater danger. It's unbreakable glass, but I can feel it giving. Just a few more thumps may do it. Hold it, Hank. Let me try it my way. I can mentally hurl one of these heavy chemical tanks at the glass with even even greater force. You did it. He can extricate himself now. I know you freed me, but you're in grave peril. Magneto can turn this entire asteroid into a giant death trap. The suspense is beginning to dawn on us that his motives are not the friendliest. But perhaps we all install some of that milk of human kindness in his. Say, what have we here? Don't let it throw you. It must be one of Mastermind's images. Watch, I'll prove it. And now, tall, dark, and gruesome, we've got a little selling up to do. We might as well get started. Hurry, Mastermind. Don't let him get you. Too bad you can't hop away from your enemies like the Toad. No, no, stay back. But that sounds of conflict have reached Magneto's ears, and so stop your whining, Mastermind. My dark grenade will save you. X-Men, look out. It exploded into thousands of flying darts. They're faster than I thought. They all saved themselves by taking cover, but at least slowed their attack. Wait, that rumbling sound. Can it be what I think? It is. The asteroid is breaking up during the battle. Somehow must have brushed against some of the buttons, but I shall turn this to my advantage. Save me, Magneto. I don't want to die. Silence, Toad. It is the X-Men who should be fearful. They're the ones who are doomed. First, we must get together on the other side of the airlock. Ah, there's Cyclops. I'll start with him. No, before he can use his power beam. Forgive me for attacking you from behind, but we don't fight any rules. There can stay behind the air chamber with your wretched partners. I leave you empty space. Magneto, no, you're making a mistake. It's no use, Toad. He doesn't hear you. The X-Men aren't behind the airlock. They're still in this section with us. Then we'll finish them later. At least the Cyclops will never bother us again. But the X-Men never desert one of their own. I've got to fly to Scott before that section crumbles beneath him and he plunges to Earth. Wait, I'll help you. There's a fashioned tubular ice bridge for you. I'll protect you both from the bitter cold out there. Scott, boy, do you hear me? I'm coming, fella. Hang on. You were just in time, Warren. The fragment was crumbling. I could just barely keep from falling. Now you're okay, partner, but you're still not in the clear. Section's starting to split apart. Seconds after the X-Men again join forces, the satellite, already weakened by the stresses it has undergone, breaks free of its orbit in one final explosion. Before the asteroid is fully destroyed, the X-Men use the capsule to return to Earth. Upon returning to the mansion, they try to tell Professor Xavier what had occurred. Professor Xavier informs them he was able to follow everything because he did not lose his telepathy. Since the X-Men performed this solo mission perfectly, they passed their final exams and their training is over. Notes: on both the cover of this issue and X-Men 4, Scarlet Witch costume is colored green and Quicksilver is colored blue. They are their correct respective red and green colors within the issue. When an automobile appears in the school, the Beast is the only X-Men who notices its sound, an indication that Beast's hearing is more sensitive than that of his teammates. First appearance of Jean's parents, John and Elaine Gray, though their first names are not mentioned. The characters would make at least 30 appearances in various X-Men comic books until their deaths during the Gray's end story arc. First appearance of Asteroid M, Magneto's outer space headquarters. Although it is destroyed at the end of the issue, Magneto will rebuild it years later, only to see it destroyed again. Cyclops almost floats away into space in this issue. Luckily, everyone is able to hold their breath in space while talking, and Iceman builds an ice bridge around them on Asteroid M. In the finale, Professor X claims he lied to his students about losing his abilities in order to test them. He wanted to see if they could defeat Magneto and the Brotherhood without him. While he says they passed their final exam, it's incorrect. He mentally forced the Toad to use a signaling device to transport the X-Men and himself to Asteroid M. Without his interference, then the X-Men could never have followed Magneto Asteroid M, and therefore it did not pass his test. They failed to beat Magneto without his involvement. Page 3, Panel 3, while Bobby is defrosting as sort of an Easter egg, there's a banner that says Marvel behind him. John and Elaine Gray said they are on their way to New York World's Fair, 1964 to 1965. This is a topical information due to the sliding time scale. Next issue, X-Men, Volume 1, Issue 6, Submariner joins the evil mutants.